What's good, y'all? It's your boy Young Rome, and I'm back with another video. Today, we're reacting to yours truly, Mel B. Kids today look grown, and adult women are normalizing it. Now, why? Actually, yeah, we already know this, because actually, when I was in school, it was already getting bad. Like, it wasn't even bad. That's the thing. People used to call girls fast, but now, this new generation is whole different. I don't even know how to talk about it, so we're gonna get into it. We're gonna see what they hopping into. Anyways, like, subscribe. Let's get straight off in the video. This is 3 for 3, so if you ain't drop a like, drop a subscribe. You know me. We get into this, and I hope it's a good video. Bet.
The death of tween and teen media has me so sad because all these kids are acting like they're 25.
I look good to your mammy, your sister, your family.
Yeah.
Granny.
In high school.
Why?
You need to calm down.
I think it's insane how some 17-year-olds look older than 30-year-olds these days. Like, realistically, these girls nowadays look so much older than even me.
Can we stop normalizing 10-year-olds dressing like they're 25? Like,
100%. Can we stop
when I was
this?
like 9 or 10.
Exactly. You think of a 10-year-old, that's what you think of. You don't think of this, what they're about to show.
We lost the plot when kids stopped dressing like this.
JT lip combo.
These are the girls.
That's my fault, Genki.
Guys decided to post pictures of hairstyles that you deemed age appropriate for 11-year-old girls because you felt that the styles and the barrettes that they had in their hair was just too pubescent. Because God forbid that a child be just too childish. God forbid that children be children, right? No, not in this society, not in this new day and age. A child being a child? Oh no, that's unheard of.
Unfortunately, y'all hate on Northwest because y'all parents were wage slaves that couldn't afford to allow y'all to explore self-expression.
In today's
Wow. I mean, dang. It's not like that, but
world, young girls have increasingly started to look grown beyond their years. And the real question is, why are we enabling it? And by we,
And I love everything they doing with Northwest. I truly do. She's very...
no, she's very young, and I mean, I don't know. Me personally, I'm not gonna say what you should do with your own, like, that's their kid. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I wouldn't let her do some of the stuff she's doing. Now, you still gotta let her have self-expression, but still let her be a kid, though.
expressive. Go ahead, girl.
I mean, some of y'all, let's rewind the clock just a little bit. As young girls and preteens, how many times did some of us impulsively decide that we wanted to get face piercings or a tattoo sleeve? But then the sparkles in our eyes quickly faded because our parents and caregivers just wouldn't allow it. Or we tried going to the mall in an outfit we had no business putting together at 14.
Wait, how old are y'all?
I'm 14.
And it never saw the light of day because, again, our parents wouldn't allow it. Or we tried a makeup look that never left the reflection in our
See, back then, people would think, my parents are too strict. Why don't they allow me to do stuff? Now you kind of realize they were protecting you from society.
bedroom vanity because our parents wouldn't allow it. And with each of these moments, we may have wished to be older to express ourselves without constraints. But that thought quickly faded the second we turned on Disney Channel and we were reminded to be kids.
Yes.
You're a woman. No, I'm
That's
not.
true.
I'm not a woman. I'm 16 years old.
Back in the day, we grew into women at a really slow pace. But what happens when that timeline gets cut short and all of a sudden that last chance at being a kid disappears? The era of the preteen is basically non-existent and social media has replaced it. And because of it,
Thanks.
Young girls are being influenced to look and act way older than they are. But it gets worse because actual grown women are encouraging it and justifying
Why? Bruh.
it under this idea of self-expression, trying to heal their inner child
Northwest is literally living out a lot of our dreams
at the expense of actual children. We need to talk about it. Let's
This
get
is
started
weird.
with today's video.
Yours
What's up? Hello
truly.
YouTube. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Melinda, and if this is your first time stumbling upon my channel or seeing my face,
It's our first time. What
Boom. Feel free to hit that subscribe button down below to join this community. But like I will always say, you can make that decision at the very end of this video. But with all that being said, before we can even dive into the very significant issue of young girls looking way older than they actually are, we need to go back in time. Back in the mid 2000s and the early 2010s, being a kid, enjoying kid things, and most importantly, looking like a kid was encouraged. I'm an O2, so I'm amongst the target age demographic that corporations and
I'm in 2000, so I know.
Companies spoiled growing up. Child-friendly forms of entertainment and preteen media existed at such a large scale. For example, the Disney franchise that dominated in the early 2000s up until the early 2010s, with a variety of popular TV shows and movies that left a lasting imprint on so many of us as children, and especially
That's So Raven. Yo, there was so many good shows. The thing is, I don't know if there's still good shows like that, but I assume not, because just like the society that we live in now.
Especially as young girls, we had so many child stars to look up to. I mean, from Hannah Montana to Alex Russo in Wizards of Waverly Place, Raven in That's So Raven, Rocky and Cece in Shake It Up. I mean, the list goes on and on. These ladies, just to name a few, inspired us and became a part of our blueprint to fashion, style, beauty, and sometimes even our personalities.
Squint and run. No, I don't run.
Facts.
Some of us even played with Barbies and Bratz dolls. I was Team Bratz over here, and we watched their
What was y'all, Bratz or Barbies?
movies and series, allowing us to experience a whole other universe. Bratz may have been a little bit controversial with how they were styled, but as a young girl, I knew that dressing like Sasha would only come at a later period in my life. I was in no rush whatsoever. Back then, our version of doom scrolling was through teen magazines like Popstar, M Magazine, just to name a few. We read our horoscopes, did quizzes, gained the inside scoop on age-appropriate pop culture drama, and so on and so on. Fast forwarding to our preteen years, we shopped at the mall with friends, looking for trendy outfits in our favorite teen stores. Here in Canada, the place to be was Garage Clothing, and it strictly targeted the youth. They even went as far as selling candy at checkout.
What? Down here is Journeys. People's going to JCPenney, Macy's, anything in the mall for real.
However, today, a lot of these stores have rebranded to reach an older audience, or they've gone completely bankrupt.
Players has filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy
Again? How many times are they gonna
again.
file?
I love Garage.
Again,
but
exactly.
What the actual fuck are they doing? Like, has anyone seen like the poses the models do, and like
why is it so
overly
extra?
sexualized everything is? Like, children shop here.
However, as they say, all good things come to an end, and our favorite shows were slowly
Good luck,
ending,
Charlie.
wrapping up their final seasons like Hannah Montana, Sweet Life on Deck, and Wizards of Waverly Place.
The
Some
good
of our
days.
favorite stars were also ready to embark on their own journeys and break out of the Disney contract and break loose from the Disney image. Therefore, we started clinging to YouTube a little bit tighter for entertainment. Eventually, in the
And that's when Hannah Montana turned into Miley Cyrus on y'all.
early 2010s, social media was
Stop
growing
playing with me. I
rapidly
can do
and
both.
gaining the attention of the upcoming wave of preteens, most notably Instagram. I was class of 2020, so I was starting high school in 2015. I know, crazy. And
Dang, I was class of 2019. My bad for the double cam gang.
for many of us, we could finally relate
It
to
seems
our
so
favorite child
far.
stars, and we went into this new chapter of our lives feeling ready. And now, back in the present day of 2026, Disney Channel, as we once knew it, has ended and continues to have a serious decline in ratings and views, barely impacting today's youth.
From 2014 to 2023, Disney Channel's
So
average number
my
of daily
assumption
viewers
was
in the
right,
US has
huh?
dropped from 1.96 million to 130,000.
As a 23-year-old, I'm sitting here impacted. That was my childhood. And instead of watching child-friendly media, preteens nowadays are watching mature content like Love Island or watching streams.
Ain't no way. Yeah. See, that's the thing. My little sister, she asked me, "You think it's a problem to watch Love Island?" And I wanted to tell her, "Yeah, you're so young." But I wanted her mom to tell her too, because I'm like, "Yo, how are you getting exposed to this type of stuff at this age? Like, the music that she listens to, yo, her playlist is so fire. It's I be riding with her sometimes, and she be playing her music, and I'm like, dang, you listen to the same music that I listened to back then when we were growing up. It was still like, okay, that's grown folk music, or you just don't say the cuss words when grown folks are around. Now there's no type of respect for anybody.
And streamers that don't always promote age-appropriate behaviors.
Ghettohood and being like a cringe teen really died with this era of social media. Like, I hadn't realized how much social media content used to be so...
Yeah, what happened to Fred and being genuine and cringy? Now you gotta be
deep-rooted in like humor and skits and almost like childhoodness until you compare it to like the social media landscape now. No wonder the little girls are trying to be adults and like ransacking Sephora, turning into these most like aesthetic little consumeristic beings.
Staying in grown people's business and being influenced by behaviors they shouldn't
Facts.
be. And didn't I fucking tell y'all was children watching Love Island with us this season?
Love Island got y'all losing your mind.
And not only is there no entertainment left for them, but TikTok has taken over with...
See, why are you allowing your... This is the problem. See, now you can't even look at the child because you sat there and you allowed your child to watch Love Island. I can't even talk because I'm like, what? Why would you?
1 billion users as of 2022, and is now acting as a primary news source for kids ages 12 to 15. Doom scrolling is at an all-time high, and our attention spans are at an all-time low, and these preteens and young girls are being bombarded by constant beauty and fashion trends.
I don't know if you're a deer, bunny, fox, or cat.
With the messaging always being about how to glow up. No one is truly teaching kids anymore to love themselves, to enjoy their young years, and to embrace their natural selves. And everyone is in a rush to age, to be perceived as mature, and to act grown. And who better?
And then what's gonna happen is when they get older, they're gonna be apologizing to their moms and their parents, talking about, Mom, I'm so sorry I grew up so fast. I should have listened to you.
To mimic on the internet to achieve this besides grown people, because we are now their direct influences. With nowhere else to look to, they copy our mannerisms, the way we speak, the way we joke, the way we dress, the way we style ourselves, and all of the above. And the truth is, that's because they have no age-appropriate it girls to look up to. They only got the baddies on the internet.
There are no like Disney it girls. Like, who are the it girls? There are none, because
there's nobody to look up to between.
They don't have.
Oh, that makes sense. There's nobody to look up to except influencers. Now you don't have anyone to look up to on Nickelodeon. So who are the kids supposed to look up to? Rappers, streamers, and influencers.
And I think it's really sad.
And they have no role models to look up to act as the blueprint the way we had it. All they have left is to follow trends that grown women have created and popularized. Like, for example, the lingerie scandalous birthday shoots. This became a trend amongst grown women, and it was normal.
That's grown. There's no way there's
normalized, and unfortunately young girls saw this and ran with it. And yes, unfortunately, minors were trying to recreate this birthday shoot concept. Even for an 18th birthday, the ripe age of 18, I still think it's kind of weird. Hot take.
And now that we're out of high school, so y'all can't judge me for this, why in the world were y'all in lingerie for your 18th birthday shoot? That was not normal.
Yeah, grown women obviously have every right to do as they please and to present themselves however they feel like it on the internet. But of course, young girls are extremely impressionable, and there's no surprise that they are going to want to follow in grown women footsteps, and nobody seems to be telling them otherwise. With social media always pushing this illusion of perfection, nowadays we have high schoolers going to school dressed to the nines. Young girls with
why do you need to be dressed like this to go to high school? Are you serious? And then your parents are paying for it anyway. So somebody's parents, see, that's the thing. Now we got to start looking at the parents, because somebody's paying for this. Somebody's paying for it.
A full face of glam at 8 a.m. and everybody in the school.
Because I know damn well when I was in high school, my dad was paying for everything. So he wouldn't even allow me to get a job. He told me, you got to graduate, and then I'll just ask him for money anytime I needed to. So if that's how I was living, I know
competing with one another on who can be the flyest in class. Growing up, we weren't expected to have everything figured out, especially not our looks. And the glow up only truly occurred in early adulthood.
I think the concept of glowing up should only apply to your late teens into your early 20s,
Maybe
mid-20s.
However, today it's cringy just to look your age and not be the most fashionable even as a kid. But what does looking your age even look like anymore? I'm starting to observe that even grown women are forgetting what a preteen is supposed to look like. For example, we have grown women on TikTok right now fussing over two 11-year-old sisters wearing barrettes in their natural hair. Grown women in the comments are upset with how the mother has decided to style her daughter's hair. And to these people in the comments, seeing two 11-year-olds with barrettes in their hair is quote-unquote childish.
They're 11. They're supposed to have barrettes in their hair. Who were the barrettes supposed to be made for? Babies?
Mind you, they're still just 11 years old. Mind you, they're still in elementary school.
Is 11 years old too old to be wearing barrettes in your hair? Absolutely. If my mama would have did that to me in 5th grade, I would have went to school crying.
And this is why you're a problem in today's society.
Would you see these young girls wearing? Would you want them to wear a quick weave or bundles at school? These hairstyles are also nothing new. They were extremely popular amongst young black girls in the 90s and the early 2000s. Again, I'm going to emphasize that they are 11 years old in elementary school. Just because they happen to be taller than the average kid, or maybe puberty came knocking on their door a little earlier, does not mean that wearing barrettes in their hair is something that they have to outgrow. They are still just 11 years old. That's the fact. Does not mean they need to rush and change their style to match an age they have yet to reach. And last time I checked, there was a trend where grown women were wearing big bows in their wigs to appeal to this coquette aesthetic.
What?
So let me get this straight. If you're wearing bows at your big age, then what's wrong with actual kids wearing barrettes in their hair? Yeah.
At your big age.
Instead of encouraging these young kids to actually embrace their natural selves, and especially their natural hair as young black girls, and instead of encouraging kids in general to learn how to style themselves without heavy makeup and all the extra accessories like lashes and nails, a lot of grown women today are encouraging the opposite, and they are trying to justify it under this idea of self-expression.
Which is
and
ridiculous.
We can see that very clearly when we look at the Northwest controversy.
Ain't no way.
We use Northwest as a case study. Northwest is born in 2013.
Ain't no way a 13-year-old should be wearing
which makes her 12 years old today,
13.
going on 13. Of course, we need to take into consideration that she is a celebrity child. She is the daughter of Kanye West and Kim Kardashian. So naturally, compared to the average kid, her lifestyle will be drastically different. However, Northwest has been a controversial topic for a little while now due to her aesthetic and style, making her look older than she actually.
And that's the thing. It's not even, no one's mad about her being a child star's baby. That's fine. But you have to realize how much influence you have on all these little girls. So now the whole piercing in my hand, now all these little girls probably want a piercing in their hand. And it's like, you're a trendsetter. So it's not like, I don't know, I would, if I was that big and I had a daughter like this, I would say just, you know, we gotta be careful what we influence the world to. Let's go ahead and influence because you have a lot of little girls looking up to you, and it's probably not even gonna, you're as a kid, how are you even gonna understand what your father or your parents are even talking about? So it's just like, you can't really even put yourself in their shoes because you don't even know how the conversation would go.
Is. Again, she is 12 going on 13 in case you could not tell. The sad truth is that North is presenting herself in a way that makes her look more grown than some 20-year-olds today. Like many other preteens nowadays, North's style includes long nails, heavy makeup, big lashes, and wigs. And she also plays around with fake piercings and tattoos. For many grown women out there, she's living their dream. She's living the lives that they all wanted to live, living the childhood experience that they wanted to have.
Now, if I had a mother who was like, express yourself, go get the piercing. you know how like happy that would have made me at that age?
Yeah,
a childhood where your parents
you look without piercings. I'm glad your mom protected you.
Weren't constantly breathing down your neck, telling you what you could and could not wear. And a lot of grown women on X, on pretty much every social media platform, were trying to argue that if you were in her shoes with unlimited resources and money, would you not want to have the freedom to experiment the way she is right now?
I still would, yes, definitely love to have the money like that, but it's still they're expecting their parents to have no care or no grasp of reality of.
It's so fascinating to see a child have access to such immense resource to express themselves. Could you imagine when you were 12?
No. This is just the wrong take. I don't know why we listen to her. So you're telling me all the rich kids, there's so many rich kids in this world, and now just because she has immense resources, she's supposed to be allowed to all these things? No.
12 years old, being able to have
This
a
would've been the
perfect
trend.
vision of what your aesthetic and your taste was.
And my honest opinion to that is,
There's no perfect vision, because guess what? Your taste and everything is gonna change. You're a teenager.
just because you have everything and just because you may have all the unlimited resources does not mean you need to cross the boundary. Does not mean you need to push the limit and cross that line. It's almost like that saying that when somebody has a lot of money and power, nobody is above the law, even though we suck at enforcing it.
Facts.
But I kind of think the same applies here. Northwest should still look like a 12-year-old, regardless of the fact that she grew up in Hollywood, in the lifestyle, has rich aunties, is surrounded by money and unlimited resources. But my gripe is really just with the grown woman that should know better and should also be aware of the consequences of a young girl looking a lot older than her age. There were
100%.
plenty of women on X coming to Northwest's defense over this one picture where she truly looked like she was already 18 years old. People were saying the wildest things, calling everybody else broke, saying that we are jealous of a 12-year-old.
And I'm gonna just go ahead and say it. The reason y'all be shitting on Northwest is because y'all poor.
That's not true. And look how she said, that's not true.
Y'all poor, and a lot of y'all did not get to explore self-expression until you.
That's not true. The people that are actually saying something have a grasp on reality, and they don't care about just being accepted on the internet. That's the
Got your
people that
first
are
job at
saying
18.
something. That's the people that are saying something. The people that probably have daughters their age, and it's just like, what?
Which is actually crazy, you guys. And I think it's important to highlight that this has nothing to do with over-sexualizing the child who is just not wearing something age appropriate. We should be able to call out when something is not age appropriate. And in
Facts.
reality, there are just things that are not meant for children. There are certain pieces of clothing and silhouettes that children have no business wearing. They can wait
Yeah, just like grown folk business. You remember when you was young and they be like, there's grown folks talking. You go over there. There's probably no grown folks business no more. Kids probably know everything.
a few years. It's really not that complicated. I just think it's sad that a lot of young girls and preteens and children in general don't have any media and entertainment that is strictly made for them the same way we had. We were able to cultivate and enjoy our childhoods, and we were told to prolong our youth for as long as we could. We were constantly reminded to enjoy being children, even in Hannah Montana. The whole premise of the show is to remind Miley that she can enjoy both worlds, but she also is still a kid and she should enjoy being a kid. As adults, we all collectively just need to do better and encourage the youth to embrace their natural selves, to love themselves, to not be so wrapped up in perfection
And let the kids be kids.
and everything that they see on social media. We also need to find ways to provide better examples for them to look up to, because clearly we're not doing the best job. So with that all being said, that is basically everything I have to say for this week's video. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. Comment down below a yellow heart so I know that you did, but also comment down below your
Y'all comment down below y'all thoughts and let me know what y'all think on this one. I think it starts with the parents. If people start parenting and changing the way that they let their kids wear crazy things and stuff like that, you know. But anyways, what y'all think? I think this is a problem, and when I have a daughter, she's probably gonna think I'm the strictest parent ever. But oh well, rather be strict than just let my daughter wear whatever the hell she wanna wear. The hell. Alright. Peace.
Lighting up a new song, doing it so wrong. Throwing me her thong, I'm getting in my mode. Where you go?